So a lot of people are asking the question, Jeremy, is Barry dead or not? Now, going back to season 4 of the show, I don't know. It just seems to me like this show, I think Tyler at first wrote it where Barry was dead, but then maybe in between, the airing of season 3 and the production of season 4, he opted to leave the door open for Vaughn to come back into the show. Now, I forgot the exact timeline because I remember covering this when it happened, but I know that Paramount Plus and their reboot of the game, that got canceled after 2 seasons. In my opinion, I think it was a great reboot. No, Melanie wasn't in it. Derwin showed up for 1 episode, but I think that the game reboot, it had enough elements of the original series, such as Tasha and Malik. Jason Pitts showed up for a little bit. TT came back in season 2. We had a new Brittany Pitts, but I think the show did a great job ushering in a new cast of characters, a new team and whatnot, but it felt like its own thing. So it didn't feel right judging the game Paramount reboot to the CW version of the game, or BET's version of the game. I think that it separated itself to the point where it felt like its own show, and it was pretty good. So when I look at the fact that Vaughn was no longer a part of that project, because remember, he had a starring role as Jamison Fields in the game. It was like, okay, he's going to focus on this as opposed to the Oval, because his acting chops began to really show fans that this dude can act, because Barry didn't really get a lot to work with. All he did was say, "Yo, I need to find my daughter. Man, Sharon, why are you hanging out with that bum Kareem? This is messed up." That's really all he did. It was about finding his daughter, being mad at Sharon because of Kareem, and that was pretty much his whole stick the entire show. But in the game, he had more character and depth. So when I look at this show, it made sense why, okay, he opted, to say, "Hey, Tyler, thanks for the opportunity, but I'm going to go off and be on this other show." So then the game gets canceled. Season 4 comes out. Now, if you remember correctly, it was at the end of season 3 when Barry went upstairs, and then Hunter popped up in the living room of Richard and Nancy's house. And on the couch, you had, I believe, Dale, Sharon, and Kareem and Nancy. They were all in the living room. We never saw Barry at all in season 3. All we got was like, Barry went upstairs to lay down. Oh no, Barry ended up leaving to go for a walk. And then it's like, oh, he's not answering his phone because he's mad Kareem was staying at the house. And that was it. We never saw Barry again. The next time we see Barry, Kareem gets home from a long, crazy day, and he sees Barry's dead body in his bed. And he literally says, "Barry." Now, I'm pretty sure Kareem would recognize Barry. And keep in mind, he and his cousin Antonio, instead of chopping his body up, they ended up rolling him in like a rug. So I'm pretty certain that rolling up the body to avoid getting their fingerprints on it, I'm pretty sure Kareem would have seen this corpse's face and recognized it as Barry. We don't know who killed Barry. We don't know who put him in the bed. Now, the highest told Richard that they killed him. So at some point, the Rakadushi may have picked up Barry and killed. It didn't make sense. It really didn't add up. It really didn't add up. And the highest in them, look, they're crazy, but I don't think they'd lie about something like that. So I think Barry was really dead. So we fast forward to the end of the season, because if I remember correctly, Antonio said, "We're going to take this body, we're going to dump it at some construction site," or something like that. But then in the final episode, when the paramedics are taking Nancy to the hospital after she tried to hang herself, Richard got stopped by the police to identify some belongings they found on the body, that was pretty banged up in some construction pile. And then he said that was Barry's things. So then he was brought to the police station to identify the body. And then he said that it wasn't Barry. So this stuff just doesn't add up. It's like in between seasons, they opted to change it to where, "That's Barry. Oh no, that isn't my son." So I have no earthly idea what the plan is with Barry. I mean, Sharon has been mentioned like twice this season, but has never shown up because we know she's in jail. It's just like with the Gale thing. Paige Heard went to work on Power Book 2 or something, and I don't know. It's just one of those things where I have no idea what's going on. I don't know how Barry could still be alive. I don't know how these people could have gotten Barry's voice and altered it with AI to call Nancy to get her to come to this undisclosed area with some money. I think Barry's dead personally, but Tyler could have just rewrote it for him to be alive now. I honestly don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out together, okay? And as soon as I figure out something, I will definitely let you know. But if he got kidnapped and then they just lied about him being abducted, I mean killed, I don't know. None of this shit makes sense. It does not. It doesn't. So like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.